Hi, my name is Igor Rastanovich, and I'm the creator of the app called MyPins. What inspired me to do this idea was one day I was watching a YouTube video of a travel photographer, and in the video, he showed the camera a giant map wallpaper, and he put physical pins at every location that he's been to. So I decided to mash those two ideas of photography and putting the pins on the map. I wanted this idea to be mobile so you can show to your friends, family, or whoever all the places you've been, as well as all the pictures you took. I also wanted to add the idea of a journal or a diary so people can write anything they want, whether that be how they felt that day or just their opinion of the location. What makes this app impressive over the regular idea is that you have to physically travel to the location to place a pin. This just makes it that much more special when you show people. For the class diagram, I didn't really change much from the original. For view controller, there has been a lot more variables that I placed, such as annotation, location, app delegate, titles, subtitles, lats, longitude. Um, as for the methods, the only thing that I changed from the original was I added the function add pin, which obviously I needed to make this application work. It's the whole idea. Over to the users, nothing really changed except I did add latitude and longitude. I wanted to save those so I can access those pins from the beginning of the app as I opened it up, as well as I added a subtitle. Let's say like I saved the location of Mill Ave. For subtitle, I can put, I don't know, my favorite bars or whatever, just a subtitle of that location. Anyway, for a pennant view, I didn't add much. All I did add was the subtitle UI text field, location UI text field, and thoughts UI text field. As for the functions, nothing really changed. All of those stayed the same. My pins, everything stayed the same. Detail view, I took some variables out and I replaced it with the UI image view, UI label, UI labels, all that, and the strings in the UI image, just so I can save those variables. But the whole idea is when you're on the view controller, you have two options. You can either view the pins or you can add a pin. So when you click on my pin view, that's where you create the pin, where you add the picture, you add the location, subtitle, and your thoughts on the location. Then you have a button where you pin it, or you could go back and just not save it. Then you go to my pins, and then you have a table view of all the pins that you saved. And when you click on that, it just shows a more detailed view of that. Shows the image, shows the title, shows the subtitle, and the thoughts. For the MVC architecture, the controller, it retrieves all the saved data from the core data. And then once you press either of those two buttons, like My Pins or Pinned View, it'll take you to the view, which reacts to the user's interactions. It displays the map, whether that means you going back or you're saving the pin. It displays all the pins, displays current location, and the image picker view. Um, for the model, that just the core data. It saves all your user information. It saves the image. It saves the location, the subtitle, thoughts, the longitude and latitude, and it just updates that when you change that in the view. The capabilities and limitations of the project was the capabilities were to save picture through camera or camera roll. You could save the location, subtitle, and thoughts, save and display saved pins, show all the pins in a table view, and then detail view of each pin, and show the map. As you can tell with the capabilities, everything just says save, and the limitations is you cannot delete a pin. And I do have quite a good reasoning for that. And when I first tried to implement this, I did plan on adding a delete, but then I thought, well, you have many options, like many chances of not wanting to save this pin. Let's say I click on the pin it view and I'm creating my pin. I can always go back if I decide I don't want this pin. Then I have many more times, like when I'm going through route, I'm like, this doesn't sound like a good idea. Maybe I can reach all the way down to my thoughts and be like, I don't feel like saving this pin. But also, like, you want to save like the pin, like you've been in that location. Why would you want to like delete that location? That's just another reasoning. But then I thought, as soon as I turned it in, it's kind of too late. But just maybe I didn't like that picture. Maybe I just didn't like the thoughts that I put. And you could change it at the time if you're still at that location. But anyways, too late now. I will change that in upcoming if I ever decide on work on this again. Another limitation is having to manually input location. That could be that's another drag. I don't really like that idea either. I decided that could be another thing to improve on in this application is to automatically input the location instead of the user manually inputting it. What I learned is adding annotations to the map view. We didn't talk about this in class, so I did find it was kind of interesting. I saw there was many other ways to change the annotation view, the look of it, but I just decided I like the old-fashioned pin, and I was going to make that as a part of my logo, so that's why I decided to go with that. I also learned how to save annotation through Core Data. At first, I thought it was going to be pretty simple. You just save it like a regular variable, but no, I had to save the longitude and latitude first, and then through view did load, I had to update those longitude and latitude to add pin function. And then to use MVC to design an application, we never really went over that in class, so I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, we did go over MVC, but we never had a lab or homework where we designed an application through MVC. And just creating the whole app in general, that was a great experience. I learned a lot. You can plan through ahead, and really the MVC and the class diagram from the beginning did help a lot. And improvements, like I said before, I want to add a delete button just in case like they goof up on the first try, but they're still at the location. They can add a new pin. And then I also want to automatically update the location name. I don't want the user to manually input it. That's kind of a drag, and that could be easily done with reverse geocoding. I also want to make the app more appealing from the looks of it. It's not a great looking app. I mean, it's kind of bland. I did add a little bit of color to it, but it's still kind of I don't really like it. And then I add a logo. I want to do that as well. I did create a logo, but I ended up not using it for some reason I do not know. And I do want to make it online, so maybe you can share with a friend, kind of like Facebook. I mean Instagram, where you can share your photos, where those photos have been, but more like just showing your whole map in general, and maybe like a leaderboard, like kind of like a game, like who's been to more locations and something like that. I also want to show information about the location, not just user input. Like, let's say for instance, if you visit the Grand Canyon, you drop a pin. Yes, it will have the picture of the Grand Canyon. It would have your subtitle, your title, and you have your thoughts. But I want to add something more to that, a little bit more pizzazz. I want to have like some facts about the Grand Canyon, maybe something that's around the Grand Canyon as well, history of it, anything like that would do. And I feel like it would be a great project at the end. Anyways, thank you so much, and that's it.